just so many little challenges. We've had only a 6-week pre-season, then an up and down season in and out of fixtures and gaps here, and then changes to the draw and the structure. We've got a very competitive group of girls, and we're doing really well. And I mean, we knew a top 4 was sort of going to break away at some point, but that's been challenging as well to have. Luckily, perhaps, that the World Cup's been postponed, because I don't think we've had truly competitive matches throughout the season. At points there have been, but across the board I don't think so. So maybe on an England front it's a good thing. Lots of injuries and all sorts, but we just keep showing up, probably expecting things to change, and I just keep trying to remind the girls that we just need to continue to be adaptable to whatever the season throws at us. So that's sort of been my words of wisdom for the season. I just hate that F word, really, forfeit. It sounds awful, doesn't it? But I know, in talking to Lois and her speaking with their staff, they were understanding of it. The situation we're in, we had 14 fit players, and for the well-being of our athletes, I really think that Lois and the coaching group made the best call for us in the long run. And I suppose, we wanted to play Saints, we wanted to beat them and put ourselves up to be the league leaders, but ultimately we're just putting ourselves in a position to be fit, healthy and prepared, I suppose, for a semi-final. But yeah, the old forfeit word doesn't sit very well with me. Well, I mean, we've only played them 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think, and it was certainly a very physical game. So we expect that again. Hopefully it's, that's what you want from a really highly competitive game over at Totally Wicked Stadium. It's going to be physical. I just hope that, rewind a few weeks. That was an interesting day. We showed up that day with 18 players and a couple got sent home with COVID. And so I hope that's not a repeat for us. And then out on pitch, we had injuries. The girls really rolled their sleeves up that day. So that's all I can ask of them again. But I would like to think that we give ourselves a little bit more breathing room and, we come out a little stronger than we did in that fixture round a few weeks back. Yeah, when you put it like that, 80 minutes away from a chance at the title, which last time we had our hands on it was 2 years ago. It's ridiculous to say 2 years, isn't it, really? Yeah, a long time coming, and I think it would be lovely to put ourselves in a position to try and get our hands back on it. You reflect over what's happened in the last 2 years. There's been a lot of our squad players have done so much independent training alone. No one plays sport to do things alone, really, unless you're a swimmer or something underwater, not talking to anyone. So, I'm just reflecting on the last 2 years, how many training sessions we've done apart and running in the snow and all leading up to potentially 80 minutes at a home Headingley final. I think that would sit very well with a number of our girls if we could manage to do that. The top 3 or 4 are getting closer, that's for sure, and definitely more competitive. I think we just need to look at how we structure the competition to ensure that that's the case all year round, because there's nothing better than tight games, regardless of what the score is, not only for, the benefit of, those top few teams, but the shield, they're calling it. So it's competitive for everybody, because ultimately that's what keeps people in the game. That's what keeps people developing. So I think there's, a bigger picture to be looked at. We've been relatively unscathed lately. I know COVID cases are on the rise around, but it's just sort of I don't think we'll be doing anything different, but it's just reminding the girls that over the next few weeks, just being mindful that COVID isn't an influencing factor on anything that we put out in the semi or the final, which is really hard, isn't it? Like, these girls give up so much, and trying to ask them for another month not to go silly out on the town or anything like that, when everyone just wants to let their hair down. We've got a lot of girls, that put a lot of effort in and make a lot of choices and sacrifices to put the team first. So no doubt they'll continue to do that over the next few weeks. Because ultimately, you don't, like I said, we don't want that to be an influencing factor come semis or finals. It was definitely disappointing, and I think particularly disappointing. Saints were very good that day, but I think we kicked ourselves more for the performance that we put out there. We certainly didn't play our best rugby that day, and since then, Lois and the coaching staff have, been doing everything possible to prepare us to rebound from that day, and hopefully, we can prove that come Sunday that we're worthy of another crack. With the year that we've had, 2019, we had some really good crowds coming in. We obviously weren't able to see that across the year, but I haven't seen any numbers or anything, but on the grapevine, lots of people are really enjoying the coverage, whether that be on Twitch or our league app, etc. And then, just little things like the semi-finals being broadcast on Sky. That is an enormous boost and a really big investment, I suppose. And all we ask for as athletes is progress, and I suppose as athletes of the media and our fans and supporters is progress in that space as well, which we've certainly got a little bit. And just finals, being able to play it totally wicked and Headingley. There's certainly terrific facilities to go and play rugby league.